At Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, members of the men's basketball team have a lot in common, including for some, their DNA. Our Riley Swenson has the story of a family built on love, faith, and of course, hoops.
Saying basketball is in the blood of GCU players and coaches would be an understatement. Take, for instance, the family tree of brothers Caleb and Isaiah Shaw. It starts at the top with Grandpa Homer Drew, a Hall of Fame coach. Then it's Uncle Scott, who coaches at Baylor, and Uncle Bryce, who is their head coach at GCU. Factor in Mom Dana, who has her number retired at Toledo, and Dad Casey, who married into the family and played professionally, who now coaches alongside Bryce, and you've got yourself a basketball family.
When I was making my decision, I never thought I'd be this close to home, being able to be with not only my dad on the court, but my uncle, and then, this year my brother as well. So it's just been such a blessing for me.
Finding a balance between life on and off the court can sometimes be a challenge. But this basketball family has a tried and true system in place.
Usually before we go into conversation, my mom or dad will be like, all right, this is mom hat, and then they'll take it off, I'd be like, this is coach hat.
I think that that really helps is just knowing what hat am I wearing and what I need to be saying for that conversation in that moment.
As one would imagine, though, there are positives and negatives having family as coaches.
I get to come into the gym every day and I see Isaiah and Caleb. I pinch myself because man, they chose to come here. They wanted to be a part of what I'm doing. But it's really difficult as a dad and to be an assistant coach because no matter what if I tried to coach the boys, it's always personal.
There's no coach in the country that doesn't have any player on his roster that doesn't get upset with them at times. That's just very natural. And so, there's definitely challenges with it. But, I think, for myself and hopefully for them, when you look back 10, 20 years later, you're like, man, I wouldn't have traded that experience for anything.
For Bryce, playing and coaching surrounded by family is nothing new. And he's using that experience to relate to his nephews.
It's definitely helped. I played for my dad, and my brother was the assistant coach, so there was a family dynamic. And similar to them, I try to balance, coach and then be an uncle.
With Grandpa Homer and Uncle Bryce living in the same neighborhood as the Shaws, Uncle Scott phones in several times throughout the season for a family conference call to talk about, you guessed it, a little X's and O's.
I'm definitely thankful. It's a blessing to have basketball minds that can see things and share with me from their experiences, and it's been very beneficial, for me, and also I think it makes us come closer in a relationship, with each other and stay connected, even though he's in Texas and we're way out here.
Caleb and Isaiah both know how fortunate they are to have so many great basketball minds, including their parents, at their disposal.
Really good players. Uncle's a really good player, obviously great coaches, and so obviously you listen to them all the time, and, having that advice and having them there to talk to you and give you encouragement.
There's no doubt that much of the family's interaction happens right here on the basketball court, but they will all tell you it's what happens away from the floor that brings them even closer together.
At Christmas and family gatherings, they're always so much fun. Our Uncle Scott comes in from Texas, and the ping pong battles get crazy. Yeah, so whatever we do, it's super competitive and always a blast.
And while basketball is the family business, at the end of the day, they're built on their faith and love for each other.
My biggest blessing in life isn't, it's not, my height or my ability to shoot or my athleticism. My biggest blessing is having this guy here, and it's the greatest thing in life.
A life brought together by family, faith, and basketball. In Phoenix, Riley Swenson, Cronkite News.